City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And you know we gotta go ahead and do a Friday night Smackdown review, baby. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This Friday Night Smackdown feels absolutely phoned in. That's just what it felt like. It felt like they just, it just feels like they're not trying. We are 8 days away from WrestleMania. Supposedly the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Okay? Supposedly. If you listen to Triple H and his nut sniffers and his nut suckers. Alright? If you listen to them, this is the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Okay? Yet we're 8 days away and everything on the show feels phoned in, feels just the same formula, and it's just over and over and over again. It's like Missionary every night, over and over. It's just so fucking bad, man. And it's like, I love doing these reviews, but on nights like this, it's hard, man. It's so fucking hard because there's almost nothing to talk about. I'll be a lying son of a bitch if I was to tell you that I didn't enjoy anything on the card tonight. I'd be lying son of a bitch if I said that. So I'm not going to say that. But the majority, 95% of tonight was just phoned in mediocrity, okay? And a lot of the shit just doesn't make sense. But we'll get into that, okay? So if you haven't yet, go ahead, leave a like on this video and drop an elbow on that subscribe button. And let's jump right into this review, all right? So we start off the night with, of course, some superstar walkouts. We see everybody who's pretty much going to be on the show tonight. We end up getting Randy Orton and Kevin Owens recap their whole situation that happened last week, all right? Then we come to Nick Aldis, who welcomes the people to the show, and he's in the ring to cut a promo. All right. Now, Nick Aldis basically says that, there's a lot of things that happened last week, but one of those things happened to him last week, and he wants to go ahead and talk about that. So he invites Randy Orton out to the ring. Randy takes forever to get out to that fucking ring, man. I'm telling you. And then it just dragged on for so long. It took him like 3 or 4 minutes just for him to speak words. All right. And when he finally speaks words, okay, he brings up this is going to be, his 20th WrestleMania and all this. He says that Nick Aldis can't be too upset. All right. Because he feels like Nick Aldis is taking the RKO very personally. Which, I mean, you hit a nigga with an RKO, like, how is he not supposed to take it personally? But whatever, right? He said you're taking it very personally, but he already paid up his dues the last time that he got in trouble for hitting an RKO. He got fined $50,000, and he paid an extra $50,000 on top of that for the next time that this thing happens. So can't even be mad about it. All right, he already paid up. Nick Aldis says, after he slobs down the company a little bit, of course, because, they got to do that. It's just obligatory every single week. Somebody has to slob the company down. Oh, well, we're in the biggest boom period of all time. And this is the greatest era of WWE. And you're a big part of that. And I'm just so happy, just so gracious to be a part of this. So I don't need your money. All I'm asking for is your respect. Okay? They say some more words to each other. Randy Orton brings up how important this WrestleMania is going to be for him. Okay? He says that he needs this WrestleMania and that Nick Aldis needs to come up with a match for him for this WrestleMania. And if he doesn't, then he's not going to be sure what he's going to say to Mickie James. Because I guess, I didn't know this, but I guess Nick Aldis and Mickie James, they're like a unit. They're a thing, right? I had to look this shit up, all right? Because, like, how else would you know? If you're not a fucking mark, all right? Like, if you're not a motherfucking mark who lives their life by WWE, you know what I'm saying, knows everything about everybody. How the fuck would you know that Nick Aldis and Mickie James are together? Like, why, like, come on now. So he brings that up, all right? And while they're speaking words, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, they come out, they interrupt this whole thing, right? Solo Sikoa basically says that, you know, Randy Orton is a relic of the past, that, you know, nobody wants to hear him crying and bitching and moaning and complaining about not having a match at WrestleMania, that Jacob Fatu is going to put LA Knight in the same position as Randy Orton in the past, all right? Randy Orton says that the voices are knocking in his head, and, you know, that he's trying to be diplomatic out here, and that, you know, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, they're really pushing it. So how about right now, you know what I'm saying, he shows them, you know, what the voices are talking about, right? So this leads to a 2-on-1 brawl. All right, Randy Orton, he has the upper hand for a second, but then the numbers game catches up to him very quickly, very, very quickly. Out comes LA Knight for the save. LA Knight cuts a good promo, great promo. All right, I'm not even going to try to do it justice, but what he basically says is that, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga are, you know, a couple jobbers, right? And he basically asks for a match, all right? He asked for a match from Nick Aldis with Solo and Tama while he teams up with Randy Orton, because Randy didn't get enough, LA didn't get enough, all right? And with everybody saying LA Knight, yeah, okay? So that was that segment there, all right? I actually, like, this wasn't a terrible segment. I'm not going to sit here and act like this was the worst thing in the world, because it wasn't. This was not. Maybe it's because LA Knight came out. Yeah. All right. Maybe that's the reason why I enjoyed this segment. That's pretty much the only reason why I enjoyed this segment. But there was that. Okay. Next up, we get a commercial. Then we come back for our gauntlet match. Now, this is where shit just falls off the rails completely for me. So first of all, we get Pure Fusion Collection, or the Pure Fusion Collective, or whatever the fuck, all right? They make their return. I don't know when the last time is that we seen these two bitches together, but they make their return, all right? And they're going up against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, all right, to start up this match. Now, Pure Fusion Collective, they lose by roll-up, all right? Natalya and Maxine, they come out next. Another non-tag team, they come out next. And they lose to Lyra and Bayley, I believe also by roll-up, okay? Then KC Squared, or Caden Carter and Katana Chance, they come out and they put up a decent fight or whatever. But I believe it was Caden Carter that ended up getting the I don't know what the fuck her damn move is called. I forgot. It's like the Nightwing or something. I think it's the Nightwing or some shit like that. She gets pinned by Lyra Valkyria. Then Michin and B-Fab come out, and B-Fab loses by Rose Plant from Bayley. Then the Secret Harvest comes out, okay? The Secret Harvest comes out, and they're beating the dog shit out of Lyra and Bayley. But somehow, some way, Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, they solo this entire fucking shit from start to finish and beat the Secret Harvest, and just, like, they just soloed everybody, okay? So they win the whole gauntlet match. Now, I have a lot of issues with this, okay? I have a whole lot of issues with this. All right, there are other tag teams in the division, hell, like the Secret Harvest, all right, who are actually tag teams, right? Who are actually factions, right? And maybe they deserve a little bit of shine on this WrestleMania card. I mean, just a little bit, right? But for some reason, Triple H saw fit that a lady that already has a tag team championship, or not a tag team championship, already has a championship, she's not going to defend her championship at WrestleMania. No. Why would she do that? Why would you put your women's mid-card titles on the grandest stage of them all so that way they can get some shine? No. we're going to throw you into a fucking a tag team with Bayley, of all people, right? This tag team doesn't even make sense. Throw you in a tag team with Bayley, and we're just gonna have you solo pretty much the entire women's tag team division, and from there they're gonna go ahead and fight for the tag team championships at WrestleMania. If they don't win the tag team championships, which honestly that would also piss me off, right? Like, because this whole thing doesn't make sense. So this would also piss me off. But if they don't win at WrestleMania, I have a fucking bone to pick. A serious bone to pick with fucking Hunter about this one. And what you also need to know about this shit is that there were 4 commercials during this match. 4 commercials during this match. And then after the match, we get another commercial, okay? This shit... This was hard to get through. This was really hard to get through, okay? So we get 4 commercials during this match, and then after the match, we get another commercial. Next up, we get Damian Priest walking out to the ring. Damian Priest is walking out to the ring. Drew McIntyre attacks him from behind, all right? Runs him into the barricade, starts slamming his head against the barricade, and he starts fucking, cutting a promo after this, all right? This is what we're getting now. All right, everybody just brawls now. That's how we build up feuds. Everybody just brawls. And Drew cuts a promo that I feel like I've heard him cut 1,000 times already. All right, but he does say that his eye is back in working condition. He's 100%. He's cleared for the match, and he's ready to go. All right, and he also says that... I forget what else he said. Fuck that. But anyways, Damian Priest comes out and he tries to, get some get back on Drew McIntyre, but he ends up getting the shit beat out of him again. All right, just soloed once again, and fucking he gets a future shock onto some steel steps. All right, and Damian Priest is looking like an absolute complete jobber right now. All right, I don't know how this is supposed to build up the match. Okay. I really don't know. All right. I really don't know. Okay. But after this, we get a commercial. All right. And when we come back from the commercial, we get DIY backstage. They're talking to Pretty Deadly about how there's some kind of conspiracy against them to keep them away from the tag team titles. All right. And, whatever, Pretty Deadly, obviously they're like, excuse us, we just stepped into a rabbit hole. And then they walk off, and fucking Motor City comes out of nowhere, and they're like, nah, this isn't a conspiracy, it's karma. We had the tag team championships 3 weeks in, and then you screwed us. So yeah, this is karma for you guys. Who cares? All right, who cares? Next up, we get Rey Fenix versus Berto. Okay, Rey Fenix versus Berto. And one thing I want to say, like, LDF, they come out and they get no pop, bro. Not even like a yay, like, or a slight boo, like nothing. They get nothing when they come out, bro. And it's hard to watch. All right, it's hard to watch. Every single week that these motherfuckers come out here, nobody could give not one singular fuck. Yet and still, Triple H is content with having them go out there every single fucking week and just stinking up the joint. Vince McMahon, of all the things that you could say about Vince McMahon would not have this shit. He would not have this shit. If there was somebody coming out, a team coming out, a faction coming out, and they were getting zero pop, okay? Pure apathy when they came out, Vince McMahon was liable to throw that shit into the trash immediately. All right, he'll throw something out there. All right, see how the audience reacts to it. If they cheer a little bit, all right, he'll try to, pull him up as a babyface. If they boo him, he'll try to bring him up as a heel faction or a heel group or whatever, But if they get no reaction, they will never be seen on TV again. Like, that's one thing that you can say about Vince McMahon. He was not the kind of guy that was going to inundate the audience week after week after week after week with somebody that they just couldn't even care to boo or yay or none of that shit. Just, okay, these motherfuckers again, let's get this shit out of the way. All right, but they get no pop, so whatever. We get a commercial, then we come right back. All right. Cause LDF, they come out, they let Berto go out and up to the ring. They say they're gonna go backstage and shit like that. We come back and Triple H, he's getting his nuts sniffed. All right. Now, there's a lot of people. All right. There's at least 5 other people that are going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. Why does it feel like I haven't seen very much like promo for those other ones? It just feels like I haven't seen very much. Like, I believe Lex Luger is going to be getting into the Hall of Fame, right? Michelle McCool is going to get into the Hall of Fame, right? There's a couple of other people that are going to be getting into the Hall of Fame this year, all right? And it just feels like the only person that we talk about going into the Hall of Fame is Triple H. We come back from commercial before the match even starts, and Triple H is getting his nuts sniffed. They're talking about the 1997 King of the Ring. Who the fuck is thinking about the 1997 King of the Ring? Who the fuck is thinking about that shit? Nobody cares. Like, no, this is what I mean. Like, Triple H is just, he doesn't care about his wrestlers. He doesn't care about the talent. He doesn't care about anybody else except for putting himself over and putting himself into the fucking Hall of Fame on his first damn year, damn near, in the as head creative. It's just one of those things, man. And all we got to see, and all we hear week after week, and whenever we hear something about the Hall of Fame, is about Hunter. We don't hear about anybody else. All right, but whatever. Okay, the match starts up, and we get an immediate kayfabe break. Okay. Because Ray Phoenix and Berto are in the ring, all right, and Joe Testicles is talking about some, this is the first time that they're in the ring, in a WWE ring together, all right, which is obvious because Ray Phoenix just got here. But then he says, a long time ago, in another promotion, Ray Phoenix and Berto, they met as tag teams. But this is their first time one-on-one I'm like, why the fuck are we talking about other promotions right now, bruh? What are we doing? Why is this a thing? Why is this the thing that we're going through right now, bro? Now I'm talking about this because there's nothing really in this match to talk about, bruh. This was a 15-50, 15-minute 50-50 slugfest. All right, we get this shit all the time. There's nothing to talk about. All right, Ray Phoenix, yeah, cool. He does some cool moves. All right, that's nice. But at the end of the day, you're in there with fucking Berto. All right, so the fact that you're going 10-15 minutes with this motherfucker and he hasn't won a fucking match in years. Like, it's been years. Like, when's the last time Berto has won a singles match, bruh? I don't know if he's ever won a fucking singles match. Like, it's been years. It's been fucking years. So why would I care if you're going 50-50 with Berto? Who cares? All right. So Ray wins this match with a Mexican muscle buster. All right. And LDF, Legado del Fantasma, they come out and fucking Santos Escobar, he's telling Berto to shake his hand, to shake Ray Phoenix's hand. And honestly, like, this shit is crazy. This shit is wild. Like, you couldn't make this shit up. All right. I predicted already that Ray Phoenix was gonna go in. He was gonna be feuding with LDF or one of the Mexican teams. That's just what they do with all the Mexican wrestlers. They just gotta. They all fight amongst each other. They all fight amongst themselves. All right. That's just what they do. So this is how his whole thing is going to start off. All right. So he's either going to join LDF, which is most likely not going to happen, or he's going to, put LDF out of commission. And that's most likely what's going to happen. But we'll see. All right. So Santos shakes his hand, and that's the end of that. Roxanne Perez, NXT superstar, even though she was supposed to be coming up. I don't understand this. She was supposed to be coming up from NXT a couple of months ago, but we never see her on SmackDown anymore. And she's just backstage getting an interview, saying something like, because Ava won't give her an opportunity at Stand and Deliver. So she's here on SmackDown to try to get a match. All right. Tiffany Stratton comes out. She interrupts. And they end up setting up a match. All right. This was a really nothing burger little backstage segment that we got here. Okay. They set up a match, and that's that. We go to commercial. We come back. All right. And we get a recap of CM Punk and Paul Heyman's love story. All right. Oh, well, CM Punk is just talking about how Paul Heyman has just, he believed in him from the beginning. All right. From the beginning, Paul Heyman just loved him. All right. They've gone to Miami together multiple times. All right. They've been to Tijuana together. All right. They've flown all over the world, flew each other out. All right. They love each other to death. All right. And that was pretty much the entire segment. Okay. That was pretty much the entire recap, the entire whole thing. All right. Leading up to, I believe it was last week where fucking CM Punk asked for Paul Heyman to be in his corner and all this shit. Okay. So we got that whole thing. All right. Next up, we get Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. All right. Chelsea Green, she's at the trainer's office. She's outside the trainer's office banging on the door, asking for Piper and Alba Fire to get their shit together because she needs them for the match that she's about to have with Zelina Vega. Zelina comes and says, oh, well, I guess you're going to have to fight on your own. We'll see what kind of champion you really are. So Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green, that's the next match that we get. Okay. We get a commercial, obviously. And then this match was like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. What you need to know is that Chelsea Green, she lost by countout, okay? She stayed out of the ring too long, and it looked like this shit wasn't supposed to happen. That's what it looked like. It looked like this whole countout situation was not supposed to happen, so they had to come up with some shit. They had to make something happen. All right. I don't know how this shit happens. I don't know why. Because Chelsea Green, she was beating the dog shit out of Zelina Vega. All right. Then she rolls Zelina Vega into the ring. All right. And she says some words to Wade Barrett and Joe Testicles. All right. She says some words to them. And as she's sliding back into the ring, the bell rings. All right. I was very confused. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Everybody was confused. Like, what the fuck just happened? And then we all see that, oh, well, I guess the ref counted to 10. So Chelsea Green, she lost, and now I guess they're going to try to turn this into something bigger. All right, they're going to turn this into, I don't care. I really, this sucked. All right, obviously this was a major botch, so we'll move on. All right, LDF, they're backstage. All right, Santos is talking about, how Berto disappointed him and how he needs to do better, and how he was talking all that shit about not Penta. They're the same motherfucker. About Rey Fenix last week and how he, lost this week. So him and the other one. I don't. What the fuck is the other one's name? There's Humberto and there's another one. Somebody put down in the comments who the other one is, okay? Because there's another one in there, okay? I don't know his name. All right, they're that inconsequential to the show that I don't even know their fucking names. All right, so they're gonna go find Rey Fenix and they're gonna go talk to him or whatever. Okay, I believe something else happened. Like they were trying to fill up some time. I think fucking Joe Testicles and Wade Barrett, they started talking about something, and then they came back, and Andrade was backstage trying to give a pep talk to Berto. Where the fuck has Andrade been? All right, what the fuck is he doing back there? He basically is the SmackDown version of Karrion Kross at this point. Both these motherfuckers just coming out there talking about, oh, you can do better, you have to keep your face up. That's what he said. Not keep your head up. You have to keep your face up and look forward, okay? And Berto's like, you know what? Mind your business, man. And he walks off. And we go to commercial. All right? We come back Naomi and Jade, they have a little vignette where they say the same shit they've been saying for the last couple of weeks. All right. Naomi says, proceed with caution. Jade ends her shit off by saying, there's a storm coming. So there's that. All right. Jade looked good to the motherfucker. Naomi looked good to the motherfucker. All right, I sop them up, both of them, between two biscuits and get that thing going. You know what I'm talking about? So I have nothing much to say about that. It's whatever. All right. Next up, we get a Cody Rhodes promo. They start off, they show all the old championships in the ring, every single championship damn near from the WWF. You know what I'm saying? The triple WF World Heavyweight Championship from way back when. You know what I'm saying? Bruno Sammartino's championship, all right? They show that championship all the way down to the spinner belt and all the other extra WWE belts, all right? And Cody Rhodes, he walks out, all right? He has a pink suit on and some brown wingtip shoes, all right? Well, it wasn't a pink suit, it was a purple suit, something like that, right? He walks out, he has a purple suit on, his brown wingtips, all right? And the crowd is eating it up, okay? He walks out to the ring, and he proceeds to cut the markiest of the markiest of the markiest promos that I've ever heard in all my life, okay? John Cena calls me a common fan. He calls me a common fan. Well, I say, so what? So what? I am a fan of this company. I'm a fan of this industry, but I am the WWE champion. This isn't just about me. This is about the next 20 champions. This is about the kid in Seattle, because they're out in Seattle right now. This is about the kid in Seattle who may want to grow up to be the next WWE champion. This is about the next 20 champions. And I have to halt history from John Cena getting his 17th world championship. And I have to make that happen so that way history can continue to happen in the WWE. John Cena wants to take this away, but I won't let him. That's basically what his promo was. That's basically what it was. All right. This Cody Rhodes cuts the most uninspiring promos we're 8 days away from WrestleMania, man. And this man is cutting Mark promos in the middle of the ring. This promo, not at all, not even slightly, not even a little bit, got me more excited for the John Cena versus Cody Rhodes match. It's the only match I'm looking forward to at WrestleMania, for real. That match, LA Knight's match, just because it's LA Knight, and fucking Jade Cargill and Naomi, their match, and that's just because they so far of the entire WrestleMania card, their story is, I guess, the most interesting, but not even really. So that happens. Cody Rhodes, he cuts this boring fucking promo, and we move on. All right, the Street Profits, they're backstage, they're getting interviewed. All right, the fucking Byron Saxton, he asked them, how they feel about the Motor City Machine Guns matchup next week. Nobody cares. All right, Melody Miz come up. All right, so, and they say, that they're running the tag team division into the ground and that they want all the smoke and this, that, and the other. So probably after the Motor City Machine Guns, where they're going to be feuding with Melody Miz. I look forward to this little feud. All right. I think it's going to be a decent feud. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. Next up, we get Stratton versus Roxanne. Okay. Most of this fucking match happened in picture. Just like the Rey Fenix match. All right. So I couldn't really care about it. All right. Tiffany Stratton ends up winning because fucking duh. This was a 50-50, 10-15 minute slugfest. So there's nothing really to talk about here, okay? Stratton is struggling against NXT stars, all right? Just like fucking Rey Fenix. So there you go, all right? After the match, Charlotte Flair comes up from behind, attacks Tiffany, all right? They try to make a whole ruckus about this. Wade Barrett throws off his headset. You're gonna get yourself fired. Get out of here. This, that, and the other, right? Just that's that. All right, because Triple H is cooking. Everybody gets attacked from behind. Everybody brawls. That's how we build up feuds in the WWE now. All right. After this, we get a commercial because fucking duh. All right. And then we get a Paul Heyman, CM Punk, and Seth recap from this past Monday. All right. That was like a 5-minute thing. All right. And then after that, we get LA Knight versus Randy Orton. LA Knight and Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. This is the main event of the evening. All right. Most of this match also happened picture in picture. Okay. There's not much to talk about. We've seen this match 1,000 times. LA Knight versus the Samoans. All right. With tag team of the week. All right. His tag team partner of the week. Okay. Whether it's Braun Strowman. All right. Whether it's fucking Randy Orton. Who cares? Who cares? LA Knight, he picks up the win by BFT, hit that bitch on Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu comes up after the match and attacks him. And there is your Smackdown, all right? That's your fucking Smackdown, bro. Like, snooze, bro. This shit was so hard to get through, man. Like, nothing exciting happened tonight, man. Nothing that was like, oh man, like I gotta tune in for WrestleMania next. If this like shit's breaking down, man, shit like no, because I've seen everything that happened the night before 1,000 times. All right, and if you've just been watching, like if you were a brand new fan, a brand new WWE fan, you just started watching after this last WrestleMania, you've seen everything that happened tonight 1,000 times already, bruh. That's the sad part about it. I should be excited. I should be happy. I should be elated that this is WrestleMania season. And I am elated that this is WrestleMania season because my channel is doing very good right now. Don't get me wrong. All right. But like, I'm not elated to do the reviews. I'm not elated to like, because when all the shit is supposed to be going down. Like, this is the best time of the year for wrestling, all right? The best time of the year for creators who do wrestling content. This is the best time of the year for fans who want to, see great shit going down, compelling storylines going down. And we're not getting any of that. We're just getting nut sucking, all right? Nut sniffing, Triple H sniffing his own nuts, all right? We're getting brawls after matches, just fucking after match attacks, the same shit. We're getting motherfuckers that we don't care about. Rey Fenix going 50-50 with a complete and utter fucking tag team jobber. All right. Berto can't even fucking win a tag team match, let alone a singles match. And he's going 15 minutes with this bitch. All right. And everything is a fucking recap, man. Everything's a recap. Cody Rhodes is cutting shit promos, man. Week after week after week after week. Like, this shit is hard to get through, man. It just doesn't feel like they're trying. It doesn't feel like they care. They don't have good writers backstage, man. And if there are good writers backstage, they're being stifled like a sumbitch because nothing compelling is going down right now. All right? You could have skipped this entire episode and you would have missed nothing. We never even came back to see if Randy Orton is getting a match at WrestleMania. Isn't that crazy? That was like 20 minutes of the first of the episode to start off, and nothing came about of that. Nothing besides a match later on in the evening that we've seen 1,000 times already. Like, come on, man. Come on. This show was ass, man. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 because I saw LA Knight in the beginning and I saw LA Knight in the end. That's the only thing they get, man. Fucking, the beginning segment was decent. All right. The matches, I've seen all these matches 1,000 times, it feels like. But that's it, man. That's it. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. And that's just because I'm being generous because LA Knight was there, bro. And he won. Can never be mad about that. I can never be mad about that. So let me know what y'all think about this show down in the comments below. Are you more excited, less excited for this WrestleMania season as a consequence of this show? All right. Let your boy know what's going on down in the comments. And if you haven't yet, go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. And this has been your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.